I just wanted very briefly to interrupt the programme to say that there's been lots of thanking going on over the last few days, but actually we have had someone who hasn't yet been thanked, who's done an amazing job in bringing everything together, in being the kind of compere of the chair of the entire occasion. And Geeta, you have actually done a really brilliant job, and I know that people in the YJP have loved working with you. So thank you very much indeed for all you've done over the last few days.
Thanks. Thank you, Charlie. I really appreciate that. A few more thank yous, I think, really just to say. First to Harley, who was our youth participation lead for day 2. I think she did a brilliant job and really did kind of bring forward the voice of young people and what's possible. I'd like to thank, obviously, Dodds and Capita, who have sponsored and obviously delivered on the convention. And also, I'd like to thank Anna, who's been at the back diligently for 2 days drawing lots of pictures. Please do go and add anything if you think there is more to add. We are hopefully going to be able to get that up onto the Youth Justice Board website very shortly, so you'll be able to see what we've captured in terms of the conversation over the last 2 days. I'd also obviously like to thank Youth Justice Board. I think, this sort of convention happens every year, and actually I think we do need to appreciate that it brings us together, it helps us have a conversation, and while sometimes it's tough, actually this is the sort of thing that we need to embrace and make sure that we continue. So in terms of closing the convention, I guess I just wanted to reflect on a few things that I think have come up from the last 2 days. There's something very clear about strong leadership, and it doesn't surprise us, but actually we know that we need to be much more clearer about our steer and our leadership in terms of reform, in terms of change, but also in terms of those difficult conversations. We're never always going to see eye to eye, but that's good. And we should always be very brave to be having those conversations with each other, because that's how we will influence and change things for the better. The second thing really for me was that wide systems behaviour, really acknowledging that the work that we are doing in youth offending and in criminal justice does impact on us and on our staff. Acknowledging it, recognising it, and then being able to do something that supports our workforce, both in terms of development and support and training, is critical. And if we really are going to implement the stuff we heard today around trauma-informed and psychological approaches, the workforce really does need to have a focus about how that works and what that means for them. The next couple of areas I know won't surprise us, but really the resilience. All of the things we've talked about, we know about our young people. We know how complex and chaotic and difficult and all those words that we use. But ultimately, what I think we're finally talking about is that our young people have got huge amounts of trauma and childhood issues that we need to be able to deal with, work with them on, and then to think about what do those interventions look like that actually make a difference, not just because I have these things that all my young people will now turn up to them. And I think that this today, particularly for me, it was about those risks not just in terms of the public space, risks within the home and also risks online. And we really do need to start to understand context and contextual risk much more in the work that we're doing and the things that our young people are facing. The last sort of reflection from the 2 days for me is that, we have talked a lot about language, but actually children with potential is a strapline that I think I will take away. Junior yesterday talked very much about how we have a responsibility to build those roads, pave those paths, so that young people can use that aspiration and that drive. And that's what we need to keep thinking through as we go forward. So in closing the convention, I think we've had fantastic speakers, absolutely amazing workshops, and lots of feedback about we would like to do more of these, can we have more input? And really huge engaging conversations that I've seen over the last 2 days. We've covered a huge amount of topics. It's been a great opportunity, I think, for all of us who work in this field to really take some time out, to refresh ourselves, improve our knowledge, and hear the passions, particularly from the young people, but also from all of those who are working in the space, and build on those networks. The Youth Justice Service and people who work within it are a real credit, and I think it's something we should all be very proud of. We've seen many awards today, but there are many more people who don't get awards and who do an amazing job. And it's really, for me, sessions like this, the personal test is, am I going to do anything different, having left 2 days here, that makes a difference and a better outcome for children? And for me, the answer is definitely yes. I think that really we need to be thinking more about those impossible things because they're not actually that impossible. If we put our minds together, I think that, have hope, be brave, listen, and give young people and others opportunities. There is very few things that actually are in that impossible box. So I actually leave today, and I hope you all leave today, looking forward, looking up, and looking outwards, because actually I think we've got a lot that we've done that's really, really worth celebrating, a lot more to be doing, and actually together I really think we can make more of a difference and really, really help shape outcomes for young people in the criminal justice system. So thank you all very much. Thank you all for your time. There is a feedback form that's going to be emailed to you all, so please do fill that out. It's really important for us to get the feedback for the next sessions. And I wish you all a safe journey on your way home. Thank you very much.